prices.
What would you consider as a positive news from OPEC?
We will like to extend the production cut further to try and understand or to know, how the market is going. So that's a positive news. But if they cut the production cut policy and say, do you know what, I don't think we should go further in this, that's negative news and prices will tank. So that means producers can begin to churn out as much oil as they want.
So how will OPEC therefore be able to fight the U.S. shale gas producers in this? Because the rig counts keep going up.
Well, it seems like the U.S. has a mind of their own, and OPEC and OPEC are working together, and OPEC and non-OPEC countries are working together to try and stabilize the market. And if we look at the Saudi Arabia's production, they have been actually very good team players. They have been reducing production for the past 3-4 months. So a lot of countries, if we look at the last OPEC report, a lot of countries have actually been following through the policy, and that's good news. But then, like I said, the other constraint is the other side, the U.S. and Russia again. So it's
surprisingly, Russia is on the same page with us, with everyone here on this time. But it looks like each time the U.S. looks at Russia on the side of OPEC, it looks like there's a bit of a political backdoor or whatever. Okay, let's keep it. I know all of this has to do with geopolitics. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whatever happens at the moment. Thank you.
Thanks
Have
so
a nice
much.
day. Welcome back to the Markets and Business Day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ada Akanobi, an investment analyst with FDC. Go back to the oil market. We're going to stick through this till the next segment of the program. Take a look at the Nigerian stock markets as far as the oil and gas retailers are concerned, the big seven, and we'll try to bring this back to you. This is where the market is starting off today when the opening gets on, and you can see all lackluster. Flip to the next page. On Friday, just about a single change to the south. Owando, 5.78, his latest numbers on the street. 0.34% in the red, about 5.393 million ordinary shares. But the big story this morning, or overnight, actually came in from LLNG. That's Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas. That's a multi-billion-dollar enterprise that Nigeria established a couple of years ago, since being one of Nigeria's golden geese, laying the economic egg for the country. Look at what happened overnight. The company says its 4,000th cargo of liquefied natural gas was lifted from Bonny Island Terminal in Rivers State to Marmara LNG Terminal in Turkey. That export was done via 3 chartered vessels. One of them, LNG Sokoto, will be arriving in Turkey on the 14th of May. The report we got this morning says, according to the chief executive of the LLNG, says it is time for Nigeria to unleash its gas potentials through catalysts like the Train 7 and 8, which is being built to spur industrial and economic transformation. And obviously, elected chief executive officer of LLNG. Just a sort of reminder. NLNG has generated $90 billion in revenues since it was established about 2 decades ago, paid $5.5 billion in taxes to Nigerian government, about $15 billion paid to Nigerian government also in dividend and other shareholders in the LLNG. Nigeria owns about 40% of the LLNG project. The rest are owned by other international oil companies. But that's a total of $15 billion. Nigeria's gotten a good share of that $15 billion since LLNG's inception. The company report also says about $200 million has been invested in CSR, what you call the corporate social responsibilities in the communities where LLNG does its business. And over the years has put $15.6 billion in investments in building the trains, or what they call the cargoes, that's sent to buyers around the world. Meantime, the Niger Delta Exploration and Production Company listed on the NESD says it's ramping up its diesel modular refinery in Delta State to 10,000 by the end of this year and to 20,000 barrels per day by the first quarter of 2018, adding kerosene, petrol, and marine diesel to its portfolio of products. The CEO, Dr. Layi Fatono, says the modular refinery hits its profit level within the first 2 years of its operation. We've got a lot more to talk about the oil and gas facility. Ladol is one of those companies, private investors in Nigeria's oil and gas doing business here in Lagos, but it's an international. It's bringing us up to speed. Jadesemi, he will be here in the studio to talk about the Egina FPSO project and what this means for Nigeria and what the investors are doing within that space. We're back in 2.